Many parents tell their children to go to high school and get good grades so that they can proceed to go to college. People take continuous paths to college after high school in order to fulfill their desires and passions in becoming leading occupations such as doctors, lawyers, engineers, and etc. There are many different colleges existing all over the world today. Some schools are HBCUs, which is short for historical black colleges, universities, international colleges, state colleges, community colleges as well. There's a list of good things that you can mention about going to college, but the real question is how are people getting into college and paying for it? College is very, very expensive and can put a big financial strain on parents of low income families if children are not aided a lot of per semester. Public schools, grades K through 12, provide free mandatory education to all children, but college is expensive, as stated before. It is usually up to the parents to provide payments for their children to make it through college. Parents expect to pay so much money out of pocket for their children to attend college, but how can they do so if they barely have any funds? This issue causes people to turn to loans for help. The loan amount depends on the school the child attends, the amount of money financial aid is given the student, and the loan size available. This money also determines the amount of money that will be owed after the student graduates college. Many students end up being in thousands of dollars worth of debt just from 4 years of college. They end up owing a lot of money to the government, which is horrible, terrible on their behalf because that holds them back financially. Debt causes many life complications, such as bad credit scores, which makes it hard to enjoy life after 4 hard years of work in college. The cons of attending college can make people reevaluate wanting to go because of all the debt. The rising cost of college is causing people of low-income families and the environment to be affected as college tuition gradually increases by the year. Families of low income cannot afford to pay their children way through college because they do not make enough money to support their children all 4 years. There are a number of possibilities as to why families don't make enough money to support their children through college. One of the main reasons are that parents don't have high enough paying jobs. Many families also consist of more than one child, so having to put one child in college is a lot already. Imagine 2 or more. Out of 100% of Americans, only 20% of families can afford to pay for college for their children, which means that there is roughly 80% or more of families who cannot afford to put their children through college. Increased cost in college tuition result in a high dropout rate among students. The dropout rate not only affects students who attend the college they are dropping out from, it also affects the dropout rate nationally as well. It also triggers other things such as graduation rate. College is deemed as valuable and purposeful to all people trying to pursue their dream occupation. But what good is it to people of low income who cannot support their families through college? A wise man named Steve Ireland once said, "The wealth of your lifetime depends on the level of education you attain." People of low-income families may not even be able to reach that level of wealth due to the piles of debt they are in. Author Phyllis Cork wrote a deep and meaningful article in which she stated that college is less likely to be attended if you come from a low-income family because of the amount of money that students have to borrow from loaners over the span of their time in college. It's unreasonable. If they are not being aided a fair amount of money, have scholarships or grants, financial aid tends to be more caring of low-income families. However, students also have other financial necessities that need to be attended to in college. College tuition is higher than the inflation rate right now, which is also another issue parents have to be concerned about. Increased cost of tuition has made it extremely vigorous for parents of low-income families to support their children through college, which affects all low-income families of society. The large lump sums of money needed to complete college makes it nearly impossible for students to fend for self. Survival as a young adult after graduation, it is very essential that people understand the college process and importance of choosing the right college to attend because financial stability plays a major role in enrollment and graduation.